Well, he went home to Texas and played against Towson, and, they went back and forth between Nunes and Kyle Morris. Now I think Matt Nunes is going to be the starting goalie.
Immediately a stick break, and Syracuse sets up. The Orange are in the orange, Virginia in the white, and the Cuse turns it over. Yeah, Anthony Gabriel missing the last 2 games. Lars Tiffany very hopeful that he'd be back today, and he is. Here goes Nunes in transition. A successful clear, a shot, and a save. That's Jimmy McCool, the junior from Boston, coming off a career-high 18-save performance against Colgate.
And he gets there because he was on the crease when normally he plays up top.
Schutz had 3 goals in the opener against Colgate, a goal in each of the next 7, hat-trick in the last game. Hackett has to dodge out of the way. So for Syracuse, it is Jimmy McCool, 7-1 this season. Pulled in the Harvard game, allowed 10 goals, made just 5 saves in 35 minutes. Gary Gate telling us it was really because he was over-energetic playing against some of his guys from back home. That shot, it's good from behind the nets. Johnny Hackett showing off the speed.
And that's why Johnny Hackett's in the starting midfield. His speed, his ability to go both sweeps and play from behind, that's a big adjustment to Virginia offense, and that's a huge goal. And that's a huge goal for Virginia, especially since they've had some poor starts in the first quarter, and he just beats his man one-on-one coming up the left pipe.
Riley Figueres, one of the best defensemen in the country, against McCabe Milan, 3 points shy of 100 in his career. He's just a sophomore, had 5 points against Utah.
And now we're seeing Charles Balsamo, the transfer from Duke.
And the Cavaliers strike again, right on the doorstep. It is Truett Sunderland.
Well, again, credit the play of Charles Balsamo. You have to respect his quickness, and he was just able to get the attention of the Syracuse defense. And Truett Sunderland, of all the Virginia attackmen, is their best finisher.
Three games this season with at least 6 points. John Mullen, one of the best in the country, number 4 in the land, 67% on faceoffs, and it leads to an Owen Hiltz banger.
Well, you talk about 2 players that have such good skills. Johnny Mullen is able to push the ball forward. That is such critical for the defense, obviously having to decide between picking up the faceoff man or sliding. And as I said, you give it to Owen Hiltz from about 12 to 15 yards, the best left-handed shooter in college lacrosse.
He's got a cannon. Sunderland spins, feeds in front. One-touch shot from Millen, no. Hackett, Sunderland, he lands in the goal mouth. There was contact. Virginia pleading it should count. Schutz, Sunderland.
Look for Jack Walsh. He's the designated shooter from the up top.
Here he is, 27 in white. Pulls it to Walsh. Now Schutz. 5 seconds remaining on the man up. Sunderland, and gets it anyway.
Just real nice ball movement and very good patience by Virginia's extra man offense. They got the defense moving. They're able to create a gap, and that's where Truett Sunderland really makes his impression on an offense, is he can find the gaps, and it was just a really nice feed from the wing.
Sunderland very aggressive early in this game. He has a couple of goals on 5 shots. Have to get over before the shot clock hits 60. Virginia uses the 10-man ride a lot right now. Nunes is still in the crease, and Syracuse just gives it away because there were no options.
They ran out of time, and again, that's what they were forced to do, is just throw it down the field, and Matthew Nunes turns the ball around quickly.
Whole shot, yes! Ben Ware, his 5th on the season. He is never shy to take him from the perimeter.
Well, that's what Ben Ware really excels as far as his ability to pick the ground ball up, run the field. He's one of the highest-scoring long-stick midfielders in the country.
So Ware with his 15th of his career, the 13 midseason All-American. Really good start for UVA, trying to get their season started.
Trying to get some depth at the attack spot, playing a freshman who, as you said, has great credentials coming out of high school.
Yeah, Trey Deer was getting the opportunity after the injury to Finn Thompson. That shot and a save. Nunes. Virginia, they've struggled in the clearing game this season, but they've been better over the last couple of games. All the way towards the net, and a save from McCool. Will Erdman in transition that time for the Hoos.
Nice play right there. Just not able to get out of the double team.
And then on the other side, are you sensing more of a rebirth here for UVA as they hit conference play?
Well, certainly in the first, 11 minutes, but they've still got a whole game to play. And it's more just about confidence and for Virginia and just enjoying the game.
Milan, right hand three.
The key there was that McKay Milan was able to get a short stick matchup. That's something he's going to see normally. Maybe the decision was not to slide, but that's a very tough matchup for any short stick to play McKay Milan, particularly above goal line extended.
Top of the box, Luke Roa. Defender goes down. When Syracuse starts to draw slides, oh boy, it is a sight to behold. Here's Joey Spolina. Haven't called his name yet. Spolina left hand free, save Nunes. Colsey and Rice the matchup. Shuts, big shot, save, rebound, score.
Great save by McCool. Huge save right on top of the crease.
Thomas Mankey was right near it. He thought he dunked it home, but he did not. 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Syracuse hoping for one last opportunity here. Racing right in, crease dive, and it is good.
And that may be the spark that Syracuse needs. The big save by McCool right off the crease, matches sticks on Mankey, and turns the ball over to Syracuse's offense, and that goal will, at the end of the quarter. Big save early. To Pat Marsh.
Yeah, he got guys like Luke Roa, Billy Dwan, Riley Figueres from the Maryland, D.C. area. And then Canada, too, trying to get that going again. Finn Thompson and Owen Hilt, some of those guys. Shot, score! Right out of the face-off. Syracuse shows off its strength, and it's Mullen. That's more like it.
Yeah. That's the second time. This is the second time that John Mullen has pushed the ball forward, gotten a clean win. First time he passed off to Owen Hilt. The second time he takes it himself and gets a big goal for Syracuse. And Corey, you can't understate the importance of that Jimmy McCool save at the end of the first quarter. The real big midfielder from Norfolk Academy, Virginia Beach. Obviously Hackett and Schutz working from the top.
Yeah, good size for Ender lead at 6'2". Shimmy, shake, shot, save, McCool. Johnny Hackett, he is really shifty. Nice work in midfield from Colsey.
Virginia's best short stick midfielder is a co-captain, Noah Chismar, who was an attackman at St. Paul School, and he's been the leader of that short stick group.
An All-American honorable mention in the midseason, according to Inside Lacrosse. Spolina tried to go over the shoulder. English with a snipe.
We talked about, sometimes the goalie can make that first initial save, and then the ball gets on the ground, and the defense can't react quickly enough, and that's exactly what happened there. Hilt's being creative, going over the shoulder. Initial save, ball bounces right on the ground. No way a defense can recover that quickly, and just a good alert play right there. But you see, trying to bear in, right over the shoulder, easy rebound. And again, he doesn't press. He doesn't give the ball away. He doesn't try to get goals. He's not a selfish player at all. He doesn't try to get the goals for himself first.
Figueres and Millen has been the matchup here on this end. Millen finds a little bit of space, save McCool, and he rakes it up. He's not going to overcoach the guys today. Normally he's kind of marshalling on the sidelines, discussing things with his defense, but he's trusting their instincts today.
He's also playing midfield defense with 2 freshmen. First.
Spolino worming in. Noon shuts it down, but there was a flag down after the trip.
Like Haymeyer is a crease man, but you don't need a quick shot. You still got 6.5 minutes of the second quarter.
Shutt still in there. Milan, bounce shot. And McCool has been very sharp over the last 10-15 minutes or so. Tight defense against Colsey. That's Rice. Short stick D midi doing a nice job.
He did a great job on it. Normally Colsey gets a pole.
Now Riley Figueres, sometimes he gets caught up. With Quan's excellent D. Score Virginia. Hackett.
And you see there's a gap. I see a pick inside that just was enough to give Johnny Hackett space. Maybe poor communication between the inside defenders for Syracuse. Johnny Hackett just steps away and creates some space.
Spolina at X, surveys and dishes. Leo free shot, another good save there from Nunes. Wish I could have seen the concert.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go. 10 seconds to play in the first half. Anderson goes BTB. Nunes aware at the last moment, making the stop. And that'll do it for the first 30. We believe Sunderland one last try. No.
Yeah, it wasn't going to count.
McCool makes a save anyway. Virginia trying to improve to 6-4 on the season. Hoos have won back-to-back games against the Great Danes of Albany and the Utes of Utah. Syracuse, meanwhile, 4 straight wins. First-line midfielder Will Enderlead is out there. Clogged up and a steal for the Cuse. Rice on the clearance.
Yeah, we're not going to say that Splina's not going to take his runs, but the matchup between he and Schroeder is a great one-on-one battle.
Spolina still no points after going scoreless against the Hoos last year. Doesn't matter because Syracuse loves everybody getting involved, and the Cuse within 1.
Well, you've got a little neat backhand flip right there to Hiltz. Just a nice inside finish, and you'd certainly want Owen Hiltz to be your finisher, but Leo is able to again, you just see the inside play right there, little flip or maybe a check, and right to Leo for the score to make it 6-5. And what we're seeing obviously out of Syracuse is their midfielders are taking over the offense.
Second line middies are out there right now. Wyatt Hoddle turns on the engine. Bounce shot. Oh, it fooled Nunes. Cuse with 2 quickies. We're tied up.
Yeah, we talk about the bounce on the grass, and that's exactly what we had. You could see Nunes was trying to track the ball, and the ball just kept going up and right up in the upper half of the goal.
Gary Gate, meanwhile, complaining about a cross-check after the goal occurred.
It's kind of like real estate, location, and that shot certainly wasn't high on the speed gun, but it was effective.
Well, it was McCarthy for Syracuse taking the hit.
So make it take it for Syracuse.
And that's what Lars Tiffany was very worried about today. Here's Sam English, lost his footing momentarily on the grass. Fake, sweeping in, shot. Syracuse steamrolling right now. Michael Leo.
Yeah, Michael Leo with a big left-hand face dodge, and a lot of times that defender will step in on the initial look. That's something you teach at a young player at camp, is that big left to left. It's exactly what he does. Just an excellent move. Totally fools the defender, pulls the stick, goal. So Syracuse all the way back from a 5-1 deficit.
In that unit of short stick D middies for the Cuse. Colsey to Balsamo and right back to Colsey. Sunderland winds up, save McCool.
And Sunderland beat his man with a quick backdoor cut. And McCool pulls it out, and Syracuse wins the run out.
Leo waits, examines and feeds. English lost his footing. Double team converges. English stays with it. Snaps it across. Shot. Money. Leo with a laser.
And the decision to double when he fell was actually the wrong decision because it opened up that extra pass, and you get that classic case of the one more, and Syracuse capitalizes.
4-0 run for Syracuse to start this quarter.
You know, you think the double team is a good idea because you got a man on the ground, but he regains his footing. And that's Syracuse's offense. Off ball, and again, another standing shooter from 12 yards. Well, they need to get the ball behind McCool, and it's been tough. He's been outstanding. But again, Virginia has got to be able to win that one-on-one matchup first to get the Syracuse defense moving.
McCabe Milan releases. There you go. It is a 3-point day for Milan. Taking a lot of shots, 8 of them, but cracks the scoreboard in goals for the second time today. So Virginia responds after giving up a 4-0 scoring run to Syracuse. Well, they saw Greenspan last year when he was at Notre Dame, and he was 6 for 8 against the Hoos in the ACC tournament. Milan behind the net, operating here against Dwan. One of the best defenders you'll find in the country. Oh, nice maneuver near the crease. Takes the late contact too.
What a goal by McCabe Milan. And he definitely paid the price. And right there, you go through 3 Syracuse defenders, and you really don't have a way to extend your arms, and so he just goes inside, avoids the crease, takes a little bit of a bump from behind, just kind of a message bump, and 2 straight goals from McCabe Milan.
Top scoring freshman in the country a year ago, had 66 points. He is 6 for 16 today. Burke McFarland is in, 35 in white. Nearly had that one go.
And this is where Virginia has made a decision to play to do some attack substituting with McFarland, Harmeyer, holding it over.
Uh-oh, yard sale. That gets the crowd alive. Ball to UVA.
89 championship game between Hopkins and Syracuse at College Park.
Gary Gate leading the Orange at that time on the field. McCool racks up another save. And Syracuse has it. Michael Grace.
McCabe had a good look again, but probably a little bit far out, and an easy bounce shot save for McCool.
Syracuse once again using the long pass. It finds Anderson, who had a crease goal earlier. Now he goes with a howitzer.
Well, you said before, that's why Coach Gaten decided to make a change on that third attack spot, and he's had 2 goals today. And of course, when you complete that long clearing pass, it's wide open field.
Sunderland to Schutz. Ender lead. Colsey. Right back to McCabe Milton. Top of the box. Bounce shot. And it goes in. It squeaks off of McCool and into the net.
Enderle playing at the top of the shooter spot in the man up. Looked like the initial shot may have hit McCool on the leg, and just literally moved the net enough to tie the game at 9-9. It starts with a feed from McCabe from X over top of the defense. A step-in shooter from about 15 yards is what an extra man defense wants to give up, and Enderle able to just get it off the leg of McCool and into the goal.
Mankey draws an extra defender. Colsey turbines, one-handed hammer, no. was so close to going to McCool over Mark at one point. That just shows you the confidence they have in Jimmy.
When I talked to Billy Dwan, he told me that Jimmy McCool had to wait his opportunity and had to be patient, and it certainly has paid off. He's been a rock today, even though he's given up 9 goals.
Leo, quick pass in front. Spallina couldn't finish it off.
That was his best chance at a goal today.
Shot clock at 20 here for Syracuse. Spallina goes for goal. Nunes denies him. 9-9 our score here. Just over 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. 5 points today for Milan. 3 goals and 2 assists. It's the second straight game for him with 5 points, hoping to add on. Shot, Colsey, nylon!
You know, and that's kind of the same combination that you see with Spallina and Hiltz. They love that over-the-top pass, skip pass from X over top of the defense. And much like Owen Hiltz with the left hand, Brian Colsey has a big release, and that gets another assist to McKay Milan. And something that the Virginia coaches they've stressed with McKay Milan. You've got to give the ball up. You've got to get it moving. You've got to make sure that you involve other people in the offense for Virginia.
Nick Kakemo, normally an LSM, has to play some defense here for Syracuse. To the net, Milan stopped. Save number 15 for McCool. You can take on a guy like Spallina with that.
Yeah, well, I would like to see those two guys in the same weight room.
Yeah. And you too, right?
No, I would watch.
Hiltz waits, sidewinding shot. Nunes stuck with it.
And that's the freedom that Syracuse has. You talk about structure, but that's not a shot they discourage.
Remember, Hiltz had 8 points in last year's meeting. That was kind of the difference with Spallina being quiet. Syracuse saying it forces a giveaway. Lars Tiffany saying he took a timeout. Gary Gate doesn't like it. Lars Tiffany called his IQ special.
Well, it helps to be, having played offense.
Bounce shot, yes! Syracuse gets it. It's another midfielder, English.
You're not going to hold Sam English down the whole game, and you keep alluding to it. It's the speed of that first step and the decision to go or not go. That's exactly. And English just sets his man up so well. And the main thing is that English gets to the top of the crease. I mean, his angle to the finish spot is not going behind the goal. He's able to go ahead and get the front of the cage.
Deere had 4 goals back-to-back games. He has it here if he regains. Syracuse hustling after it, and they have it with Leo. Now Owen Hiltz, some space for him. Moving around, shot. That doinks off the iron once again from Spallina. Ben Ware has it.
It's gap integrity and confidence. And you've got to have a goalie that you can count on to make a save.
Ground ball pickup from UVA, Colsey. But now he's swarmed by 2 Syracuse defenders. And the steal for the Orange. Leo tiptoeing and resetting.
Yeah. Coach Gabe was prophetic. He knew Virginia was capable of a game like this.
They have stepped up to the plate so far. Save Nunes. Off the bounce shot from English. Maybe they can get Owen Hiltz going. Leo. Nunes again. Save number 15. 2:25 to go. Deadlocked at 10. Syracuse hoping to extend its win streak to 5 and improve to 8-2. Virginia looking to go to 6-4. Hiltz, shot in. Oh, that had flames on it.
And that's what makes Owen Hiltz the best left-handed shooter in the country. It's the release, it's the mechanics, And normally he puts the ball in the upper half. That time he went straight low and went. It's so. And you can see where the release point is, and Matthew Noon's just not able to get down low enough and fast enough. And
well, the word is around Syracuse that Hiltz has added to his game this year, that it's not just about the outside shot, but because the athleticism has improved, now you have to think about different things defending him. Virginia going for goal. Save McCool.
Chismar all the way to the crease, gets the shot off. And now Virginia's going to take their second timeout. Good change of pace by the defense.
Here's Milan. The shot clock is now at 15, and the ball squirts free to midfield. Hiltz on the collision there with Kaloji.
And once it goes over, it's going to be a turnover.
And it appears it's going Syracuse's way this time around, just like it did in the Dome last year. 10 seconds to play.
And certainly credit both teams. Just an unbelievable effort.
Leo just fires it towards the opposite side. Remaining time comes off. Syracuse energized, and the 'Cuse scores 3 straight to end the game to win 12-10.